Donnie beat
Hey everybody, it's Donnie B Got the Beats. We live for the latest edition of beatvla, aka The Beat with Donnie B Got the Beats. Listen, guys, I'm excited. This is season 6, man, and we have some very, very interesting talent. So much so as the lady we have on today. Stay tuned. We're gonna get around to her real soon. But for those that know what time it is, you know what time it is. It's that glorious intro, y'all. Let's go. So, look, set the dial back a few weeks ago. I had the honor and privilege of having the godfather of West Coast hip hop on the show. But before that, I received a text message on my phone like, "Hey, I'm a representative for Alonzo Williams, and blah blah. We don't even get to the finite details, but nonetheless, so professional, and very eloquently speaking, just a dope, sincere person, and did my homework on her as I do with everybody in the entertainment space, and just looked at her track record and just just event after event, project after project, she nails it. She just knocks the ball out of the park, man. Like Aaron Judge. But nonetheless, I got the honor and privilege of having, and I got to say this right. So let me read this: the event organizer for Independent Artists Connect. She's a nightlife promoter and she's an entrepreneur. Monica Cervantes. How you doing, Monica?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Where are you at? Where are you located these days?
I am actually in Newport Beach,
Oh,
California.
you love it. That's good territory. I like those are some of the best beaches out there.
I
Yeah,
know, but I miss my hometown. I mean, San Pedro, Long Beach, it's a drive to come out here. So,
I get it. Understand. Well, the weather's good out there though, right? Because I know
oh,
over here.
lovely,
Uh,
lovely every day.
okay, yeah. But if you guys had ever been to Newport Beach, man, I'm telling you, you're missing out. You need to go ahead and stroll through there at some point in time. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna get straight to this because I know your time is very, very precious, Monica. So let's start back with the main question of just who is Monica Cervantes? Let everybody know out there.
Oh my God, who is Monica Cervantes? I wish I knew. I'm still trying to figure myself out. There's times that I wake up every morning and I say, hey, I should be doing this, this, and this. And I have a list of items that I go through my head that I got to complete by the end of the night. And I make sure that everything that I set myself to, it is completed. And if it's at 2 o'clock in the morning, then it's at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
But first and foremost, I'm a volunteer for the American Cancer Society. I'm a breast cancer survivor, and so my time is dedicated to them for fundraising. And at the same time, I could be your best friend if you allow me to. But I usually just guard that, just make sure that the people that are around me is good energy. And so, but that is who I am. I mean, I am very outgoing if you just take the chance to actually, communicate. And that is the key word, communicate.
See what I said, y'all? Eloquent speaker. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be able to hold it together on platforms like this, man. And she just nailed it. So that's a master class, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I did not know about your work with American Cancer Society. See, learned something here today. This is why so I'm tuning in myself, ladies and gentlemen. This is awesome. Um, If you got anything that you want to say to Monica while we're on air, we're gonna keep it brief, but feel free to tune in and comment in the chat. Let her know that you're here, and let her know that you support her for sure. Thank you for sharing for the first question, Monica. I'm gonna go to the next question. Growing up in, let everybody know where you grew up. What was it like for you when you grew up, and how did you overcome any hurdles or obstacles to become the success that you are today?
Where did I grew up? I'm originally from East LA. I'm a Chicana. My parents are from Chapala, Jalisco. We were in Huntington Park, HP. I went to school there. And then from there, we actually moved out to Inglewood, which is the city that's known for everybody, Lenox. It's a small community, but I love it. I walked to school to Hawthorne High. And so that is exactly where I grew up. I love it. And that is where I do my community events. It's in Hawthorne. I feel like I have a lot to give to them since they were able to, they have the best teachers that I'm aware of. My sister-in-law teaches at Hawthorne High, and my alumni, we all there, and we're like a family. I mean, to this day, we're doing uh, alumni events and stuff like that we get together. So that is my hometown, Lenox, and I'm proud of it.
Okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, now, I mean, now you got to quantify this for me, or at least try to. Like, it's 24 hours in a day. How much time do you have for yourself? It seems like you just you just out and about, fundraising and doing, promotions and so forth and so on. Does that get like much for you? Or is that like overbearing at times, or just are you just that cool and collected that you just kind of just sift through it?
Well, you know what? It doesn't really give me much time for myself. But what I do tend to do is that on Sunday, pretty much if I don't turn off my phone, my phone is going to turn off on its own because I already put like it's programmed to do it. So I Sunday for me, it's either I'm asleep all day, and my friend Christy knows this because she'd be like, "Oh, she's probably asleep." Yes, you, that is correct. I will be asleep all day if you allow me to, and if not, it's spending time with my family since I don't get to see them Monday through Saturday. They're probably in their minds. I feel like they say, "Oh, Monica's everywhere, but she can't even say hi to us or come and visit us." So Sunday would be the day that I arrange to either go see my mom, go see my niece, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's called for long hours. I usually and I do homework because I'm at school, so sometimes I'm up till 4 o'clock in the morning and I get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. But I couldn't change it. I mean, sometimes I feel like I should be doing something when I feel like I'm resting and my body's like, hey, like you should be doing something here. Like, why am I resting? And that comes with a long story that when I was going through chemo, I told my sister Larissa, I said, when I'm done through chemo, you will never see me laying down. I'm going to be doing the most that I can and take advantage of every single minute out there. So that's exactly what I feel like I'm still doing.
And on the seventh day, she rested. Like I get it. I get it. That's awesome. That's awesome. You mentioned the people that you try to make sure that you stay connected with. Um, with that being said, who and or what were or are your inspirations in what you do?
You know what? My inspiration, I get it from my son. I see my son. I'm gonna get tongue twisted here, but I taught my son to be the best at what he is. Um, Gave him every tool in life to make sure that he advanced himself. And so when I see him, the minute he went to college, the minute he is now doing his own things, his own photography, I'm just like blown out of my mind because it's like, wow, you know what? He got that. And I don't want to give myself the credit, but I know that he's doing it on his own, but hey, someone inspired him to do that.
Yeah.
And I want to say that I have to take the credit for that because now I'm seeing the world through his eyes, just like he was seeing seeing it through my eyes. I remember one day we went to go eat at chicken, what is it, chicken Roscoe's or Roscoe Chickens and
Roscoe,
Waffles, right?
right?
In Inglewood. Not a place to go right now. Don't go. But I remember going there and he must have been like 7 and we were being waited at and he was like everyone was saying hello and hey, what's happening next weekend and stuff like that. And my son said, Mom, are you like famous or something? Like he couldn't understand why everyone kept saying hi to me. And I'm just like trying to downplay it, like, no, baby, they're just friends. He didn't know at the time what I was doing. And so now that he's, grown and everything, he asked me like, how's this going on, and so on. But he inspires me. He's my comedian. He's my motivator. And that is my life. He's my rock.
Awesome. That's awesome. Seriously, and
Thank you.
I have three of my own, and I can totally understand where you come from with that. It's just that when you start to see yourself in them, and you know what I mean. It's a blessing. It really truly is, man. Seriously. Um. Now you mentioned don't go to Roscoe Chicken and Waffles. Now I love me some Roscoe Chicken and Waffles. I don't know. I don't know if I could break from the chicken and waffles, but
I
I would
know it's a
word.
hot spot right now for every artist out there right now. What happened to P&B? So it's like just stay away. You
Yeah,
know,
understood.
if you can get that delivered nowadays. So
Right? Yeah,
stay away from it right
it's
now.
safer.
Right.
uh, I definitely wanted to shout out Business First. He said our focus media is in the building. Pew pew pew. Peace and blessings to the panel.
Yeah.
Shout out. That's what's up. Feel free, like I said, to reach out to Monica while we're on the show, while she's on the show, and comment in the comment section, just as Business First did. Um, Getting back to it, let's talk about go back to you. How did you get started as an event organizer? Like, what was that epiphany where it was just like, hey, I want to do this, or did you just kind of just walk into that scenario?
I think I walked into that scenario. It started with Relay for Life through the American Cancer Society. I was pretty much asked to be a speaker, and I was asked to visit the San Fernando Relay for Life, and I was only going to be there for an hour. Next thing you know, I'm there all day. And I
Hmm.
said, how can I be involved and how can I give back to the community? And how can we fundraise? I'm not the only one that fundraised. My son, growing up, I taught him how to fundraise. He's done his own fundraising events. But with that being said, the committees, there's a committee for entertainment, there's a committee for vendors, there's a committee for food, there's just for survivors, for everything. And someone needs to oversee that entire event. So I was the chosen one, or I volunteer at the beginning, and I learned the ropes through mentorship. Pretty much they're like, okay, this needs to be done, and so on and so on. I learned it so quick that I was just like, I love doing this. So with that skill set that was being taught through that Relay for Life, I took it and ran with it, and then I applied it to everything and everything I do. So I would be, even though that I'm a promoter, I go to these events and they're trying to get things squared out and everything, and I'm giving my advice. And just recently, this Saturday, I did the same. So everywhere I go, I'm not one to shy away to say, you know what, let me not give a helping hand. But hey, if I have it and I know it, I'm going to either mentor that person or teach them a new way of doing it. Because sometimes a lot of people tend to do the same thing over and over the same way, and it's like, hey, there's a better way to do that. Let me teach you. And even at work, I apply that to a lot of the coworkers that I work with, and it's okay learning new things. Hey, I'm still learning new things. So I think as an event coordinator, I'm ready to be a stage manager, I guess, or and do that type of what is it? That type of job that there is to do. And man, I'm just ready. So I kind of just walked into it, and there it is.
Oh, like I said, I mean, just looking at your track record for myself, I gotta say you're really doing it. So, kudos,
Thank
kudos,
you.
man. You got it down, Pat. And again, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I want to flow through this thing. I know her time is precious, and she has plenty of other things to do. So, if I'm moving too fast, my apologies. You can always rewind this back and watch it at the speed that you're comfortable with. Um, Monica, what is Independent Artist Connect?
Well, Independent Artists Connect is a stage that allows an independent musician uh, to step on a stage and showcase what you have. We have allowed to give the artist that platform. And in that particular platform, it's not only that we are watching you perform, we're giving you, once you get off that stage, we're still giving you pointers. As an artist development, we say, hey, these are a few things that you can improve. And perhaps maybe you should do it this way and stuff like that. But being that independent artist connect is not just a stage, it's a stage that allows you to brand yourself, gives you that opportunity to expose to other people in the industry. It is a way to go back and see how you actually progress throughout the year, because people that have gone through it, I said, hey, you started here, look at everything that you have developed, whether it's on your own or with help, and this is where you're at now. um, with that, there's people in the industries that calls me and say, hey, from your talent, the list of talent that you have, do you have such and such person, because we are looking for either a hip hop person or an R&B person, and if you've gone through our stage, I have your number. I can automatically call you and say, hey, they need this, this, and that. Are you willing to? If they need three individuals, then I'm going to give you three three artists that are going to fulfill your particular event. So a lot of people didn't know that, but once it started rolling and saying, hey, I got this opportunity through Monica, then I guess these are the perks of actually stepping into independent artists. um, but it's a way to just pretty much get advice, not just from me, but there is a team behind me that actually either reviews your music, tells you a way to improve, um, or many other people that are willing to collab and work with you on making another single, whatever the case may be that you need. We're here to help you, whether it is putting a package together, where it's helping you distribute your music. Um, Distribution a lot helps to an individual that doesn't know the meaning of it or doesn't know how to actually do that. It's like, hey, do I need help from you guys? What is it that I need? It's the what ifs because they don't know it. So constantly, Independent Artists Connect, even through Clubhouse, gives free gems. They're constantly giving advice, and the people that doesn't take advantage of it is like, my goodness, you guys are falling behind. We talk about this every day on Independent Artists Connect. Come on Clubhouse, ask your question. We have we have, I don't know, 30 people in the panel that are willing to give you advice for free. So don't shy away from that. We're here. We're literally maybe what, 24/7, 7 days a week, pretty much. At any time, you can actually log in to Clubhouse, and there is someone from our team actually willing to help that individual. We just had a young lady, Bonnie, who joined our team. She's constantly on that platform. I tell her, I'm all like, man, I'm gonna give you the trophy because I thought I was in there a lot, but she is in there 24/7. And I mean, when I say 24/7, I don't think she sleeps, like literally. But we're here to help. Independent Artists Connect is actually doing that, giving you the platform to be yourself, present yourself, and help you become and take you to the next level.
Thank you for sharing. It sounds like an amazing program. And make sure you guys check out Independent Artists Connect. And if you need to get the information, you can either DM me or comment or reach out to Monica Cervantes. And
Right. And you know what? I wanted to add something to that, because Independent Artists Connect, they literally ask you, who referred you? Who are you being referred by? And the people that will say, oh, okay, Jesseline or whoever it might be. But if you get me, literally, if you get me, if you put my name on there, I'm gonna go beyond. I am constantly promoting that individual. So I'm just saying.
make sure you, yeah, you hear. Make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. Reach out. Um, with that being said, because this obviously this network reaches a lot of people, and you have been very well versed in a lot of public engagement, obviously through all of your work. Um, I know this is kind of taboo in the industry, in the entertainment industry, but for those that are just getting to know you, could you and no pressure, but could you name some notable people that you work with? They don't have to be even famous. They could just be people that you deem are very important that the world should know about.
Well, you know what? I think that sometimes as a promoter or co-host or representing independent artists, we work behind the scenes. Pretty much what that said is like, hey, we let them get the credit and we don't say who we've actually worked with, right? They pay a fee sometimes for us to do the type of work that they want or need or whatever that case may be. So I'm under that disclaimer not to give anybody any names whatsoever, but I've came close as to Jamie Foxx. That was in downtown LA. And thanks to Mario Singleton, who allowed me to do events like those. BET, which is red carpet, and I've came as close as to being in front of celebrities. But one person that I could speak because we're very independent now is to me is Lonzo. I remember seeing Lonzo when he came to work with us at American Cancer Society as well. And I looked at him and I said, I'm going to be working for him one day. That's all I said. I put it out there. And next thing you know, 5 years later, I was like, whoa, I'm literally doing it. You know what I mean? So he is going to have me very, very busy. We've already been working on stuff together for the past, 3 years or so. So I'm glad to be in his team, on his team. And I don't know, El Young, who for me is someone who, if he hasn't been exposed enough for me or anyone else or himself, he will be out there. I plan to be in his team for a long, long time coming. Noel Gordine, who's taking the stage at the Taste of Soul, and so um, I guess that's who I'm working with now. So let's just say that.
It's still impressive credentials, Miss Cervantes. That's awesome. Make sure that you, like I said, make sure that you reach out to Monica. Let Monica know that you're here. Comment in the comment section, so forth and so on. Give her a thumbs up. Give her a smiley face emoji, anything. And make sure that you reach out to her. Her social media information is right here at the bottom, and you'll see it pop up periodically throughout the rest of the show. Um, Switching back, I'm under the impression that there's a lot of overlap based off of everything that you said. But I want you to put on your nightlife promotions hat and I want you to describe the importance of nightlife promotions because I don't think people really understand what that entails. So could you describe it, please? The importance of it.
The importance of being a nightlife promoter when you are getting given that when they're asking for you to represent their event that they're putting together, and either as a host or as a promoter, they know what's coming. Pretty much you go back to your database and you kind of just pretty much say, okay, so this is an event for people that are from 20 to 30 years old, right? And so you target that audience. And as a promoter, they're counting on you to bring the people to your event, whether it's an event that's 100 people, 200, or whatever. And so it's my job to realize like, hey, this is a jazz event, this is an R&B, this is, cruise, this is. And so we have, as a stream team, a team of 6 or 7. We're targeting that specific area or that specific
Demographic.
genre, to make sure that we are bringing the right people into that atmosphere, into that event itself. And at the end, we realized, was it a successful event or not, or how can we improve it? And so far, knock on wood, I haven't had any negative impact on events like that. So it's a team effort. I don't do it by myself. We have 7 different promoters, but female promoters They don't come in handy like, hey, you have 10 out there. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
it's it's a tough industry for promoters, but I think that even as a independent um, musician artist, you need to have your own promoter. Who else is going to help you elevate your brand or anything like that? So it's not just for nightlife that we do get together to do it for someone's event and bring the right people, but as an independent musician, you have to do that for yourself. Find that promoter in your area that's going to help you, get to the next level and promote the hell out of you, like I do for all my talents. So
And that she does. Okay, okay. Now, what is a typical day for you in the promotions? Because again, you do so much, but it just specifically in promotions, what would you quantify as a typical day for promotions?
depending on when the event is going to take place, we're already working a month before, whether is distributing the flyers, whether is posting it on social media, whether it's going to different events and promoting it there without, with obviously you have to get permission. You just can't go into someone else's event and say, hey, I'm going to promote someone else's event here at your event. So you got to get that permission. But I don't, I think I've done it for so many years that they already know. They're like, oh, Monica's here for a reason,
Right.
and I don't even have to ask for permission anymore. They know. They're like, oh, she already has the white event. I know what she's doing. So I think that you already built that respect, that I'm not being asked and I'm not being told like, hey, you can't do that. You can't put those in the vehicles. Even the city of Long Beach, Long Beach already knows me when I go to some of these local places to put flyers. They're just like, hey, how are you? Yeah, another event. Okay, cool. And so even Spacatini's, I think I'm the only female that's allowed to put flyers there, and that's a very luxurious restaurant. So depending on where, but I've been doing it for such a long time that they already give me the platform to say, okay, Monica, your flyers are gone. You plan on coming by now, like, stuff like that. But being a promoter is on a daily is making sure you're crossing everything on your list. I like to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything, even giving them advice to say, hey, have we done this? What are we doing with this? And they're just like, oh wow, okay, thanks for bringing that up. Because even if they're new and it's their first time doing an event, I want to make sure that they know what they're going to be confronted with. So I want to make sure that they're ready, and and that's how I get the other gigs. You know what I mean? They're
Right.
like, I want to keep working with Monica, and so I'm being constantly called to represent their event, just like I represent any other artist, any other talent. So
Well, thank you for sharing. I'm exhausted.
sorry.
Nah, right. It's awesome. No, it's a pleasure because you again having traveled so far in your career and done the amount of the volume of work that you're doing, it's a lot. It definitely is very a lot, but you do it at such a high clip that it's commendable because it's just again.
Hey, I do it in heels, and sometimes it's three events in one day. So imagine that. So, and then I still have to keep that smile like, hey, there's no time to feel like, no, don't get me wrong. I will complain. I have that one person I come like, oh my God, I'm exhausted, but I'm still in heels. So
Understood. Understood. But hey, again, you just keep. We wish you well here at the beat. With your level of success, we know you're going to sustain it for sure.
thank you.
Definitely. Now, what are you currently working on? Any current projects? Anything that you want to share with everybody so that they can be brought
Oh
up to
my
speed?
God. I have many projects I'm actually working, but working all the way to the end of this year, obviously December, right? It's only what 2 3 months from now. But tomorrow night, Friday night, October 7th, we will be at Boomers in Long Beach slash Lakewood. We are featuring Borok. He sings Summertime in the LBC
Yeah.
and from the Dub Shack. So that's what I'm working on tomorrow. My partner Young Hype and I are bringing, I think it's a total of 12 independent artists that will be taking the stage. And this is not just your ordinary showcase. These are up and talented, already skilled artists that will be taking the stage. And this is maybe our fourth event, but this is the Love and Hip Hop Part Two, and it's like a mini concert. When I say a mini concert, they put it down, and so if you're in the area, come on down. It's only a $10 admission, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna rock, and they're gonna rock the stage. So we're gonna party. So that is tomorrow night. Friday, who do we have? DJ Sidekick is having comedians in Corona, and Tiffany Haddish is actually hosting that event. And so I will be out there. And then, not to mention, in the evening, I have my nephew. He will be um, performing in Inglewood. I can't remember, Miracle Theater, I think it's called. And so my nephew, JD McCurry, will be taking the stage. He's actually played Simba for the Lion King. So he's one of a celebrity, someone I didn't mention, but I don't want to be recognized through him like that. But yeah, so my weekend is busy. And then on Sunday, oh my God, at the Sofitel Hotel, it is cancer awareness. So October is very busy for me, whether I'm partaking partaking in a lot of these events, but it's a white and pink edition. And so we want to make sure that every female is aware that, hey, we got to do our own self checkup sometimes, you know. So I will be at the Sofitel Hotel on Sunday, and yeah, that's what I'm working on. There's other events in the making. I don't want to, talk about those just yet because we don't have the date, times, and stuff like that. But yeah, just follow me on Instagram because everything will be posted on there. And I might not post a lot on Instagram, but my stories is on 24/7. So yeah.
I was about to say, and I know for a fact I've seen the stories too because we were posting this. It was just
Yeah.
like, oh, you got stories like swipe, 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 swipe. Hey man, you keep it busy, man. That's
Exactly.
see, that's what I'm talking about. But and literally, you said clear through Sunday, and that was just Sunday, and that was a lot.
That was
So,
just Sunday. Yes. And you know what? Let me tell you, I don't want to forget about Lonzo's also because I don't, he might have mentioned it or not, but he has the Roku channel and we're still looking for artists. We are in session 4, I believe, or episode 4. 5 is about to come out, but we are constantly trying to get artists to make sure that you're on TV 24/7. So at any time, it's a music video channel, whatever. You might recognize it through Roku, and we want to make sure that you guys are up there. So hit me up for information for that. I think our next taping for that will take place out here in Long Beach next month. So yeah, get information, call me, DM me, whatever it might take. But
reach out. Make sure
get
you
on TV, get on TV.
do it. Okay, well, that's again. Thank you for sharing all of that. Whew, normally we go on to hot topics. I think with time and we know you got to do other things you got to do. I'm going to skip past the hot topics, so we want to just keep the questions going. Before we do though, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that if you want to reach out and speak with Monica, say hello in the chat. Hit her up on her social media. Social media is listed right here. M Cervantes 1 on Instagram and Monica.Cervantes1 on Facebook. Make sure you reach out, ladies and gentlemen. That if you want to be great, you got to hang with greatness.
Right, Andy.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So Monica, going back to the questioning, I want to go get a little bit more politically correct, more politically. What's the word I'm looking for? Just be more political. How about that? I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on the entertainment industry today and how it affects women of color? Being a woman of color in this industry, I know it. There are a lot of stereotypes. There's a lot of negative connotations that come with being a woman of color in the industry, or has been over time. Have things changed? Where are we? It seems like women are a lot more prominent in the business these days. So, what are your thoughts?
Oh my God, I think they're scared of us. Nothing's changed. I want to say that we get overlooked over and over. I think this month alone, or last month, I've been told twice it's a man's world out there. And so they get surprised when someone introduces me as she's my manager, and they're like, what do you mean she's your manager? And then they try to figure out, and then their attitude changes, right? Because all of a sudden, you're someone, and they're like, oh damn, let me measure my mouth, or let me make sure that I do right by her, right?
Right.
But I think that we get overlooked. Yesterday, just recently, yesterday, I just had a phone call who someone reminded me that it's like, hey, we work hard. I think it's time for us to shine, because we do a lot of the things, um, like I said, behind the scenes. And I don't know if it's because we're afraid to like literally take credit for what it is. But then I step back and I said, well, they're independent artists. That's what they hire us for. Like, we need to stay in our lane. But then in reality, it's like, what lane is that? You know what I mean? We create, we're creators. Like, and so I feel that women, the reminder was, let's stick together. And I'm still thinking about it, because in reality it's true. And I think that men, all these men creating these events and actually getting female promoters, it's like, hey, you couldn't do it without us. And let's just work more together, and try to get recognized, whether it's your logo on a flyer, whether it's your credit at the end of the video that you helped put together. There's a lot of things that men can actually help women take that stage and say, hey, this is my team, and this is who represents me, and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's a lot that needs to be um, fixed,
Hmm.
starting with women. Women do it a lot. So I think that we just need to really stick together and change it.
Definitely good advice. So clear indication is we're not out of the woods yet. Still got a lot of work to do, ladies and gentlemen. But make sure you take Monica's advice, and we gotta start picking these women of color up, lifting them up, helping them to claim what's theirs. I
Right.
definitely hear you. Definitely hear you. Now, I want to ask you a question. How important is social media to your brand and your success?
You know what? Social media is very important. I think it's become our regular thing, where there's not a day you cannot pick up your phone and get on one of those social media platforms. It is very important these days, whether it's just one post throughout the day, or whether it's 20 posts during the day. It has become something that it's like your toothbrush. You have to have it at night, right?
Hmm.
But it's that constant um, telling the world I exist, telling the world this is what's happening, telling the world like it's happening right now, like don't miss out. And so we get so used to those little uh in your windows, like, oh my god, what am I missing? you know it is important, but I feel like that's taking us away from actually having a conversation with your next door neighbor. Who cares? He could be getting killed next door, and here we are on our cell phones, because social media matters more, right?
Right.
Or actually, it's great now that everything that's happening can be recorded, and we're more aware of things that are happening now, versus what 20 years ago, that like police brutality and all that other the stuff that we couldn't see. And now, whether it happened last week or whatever it might be, we're all in tune, and we all get to see that. And so I think it's something. If you don't have social media, whether it's TikTok or whatever it is, to make I love TikTok. That is one thing that makes me, I can be on TikTok for hours. But if you don't have any of, like, whether it's Facebook or whatever it is, whether it's another networking device, or reaching out to your old friends, or keeping up with your family. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I think you need to download, if not one platform, all of them, all everything, including TikTok, Snapchat, whatever it might be. But it's hard. It's hard to work an hour on your TikTok, Snapchat, all that. Just try to find it where if you post on IG, it's going to post to your Instagram, and it's going to post to your Twitter. some people don't know that all that can be done in one post. But yeah, I think it's very, very important. And I hate to say that it's very important, but it is what it is. It's the future.
That it is. It's not going anywhere
It's
anytime
not
soon.
going anywhere.
Yeah, it's the new way, man, and that's 100% factual. Now, let me ask you to just your personal opinion. This is off script. With regard to social media, a lot of people put a lot of stock in social media by way, like what I mean by viewers, right? So they'll see something and like and not to put my brother out there on blast, but like my brother he's the type, like he's like, I don't like social media because all it does is get people in trouble. You know what I mean? Like people don't understand that, like people make a big deal out of everything that's on social media and it gets people in trouble. So he doesn't really hit it, social media like that. So what would you have to say to any artists that are having, in relationships that may be experiencing issues or may feel, move kind of funny because they don't want to offend somebody? Or what would you say to any one of your friends that might be like, well, they're putting a lot of stock in what's going on in social media and how that might affect their relationship? What are your thoughts about that, if you have any?
Oh man, there's a lot I could say about that, right? I think we all experience something like that, but in reality, I can't tell that other individual what not to post. If they want to be drama queens that day, they're going to post about everything and anything and who they fought with and who they're dating now and all that other stuff, right?
Right,
If we don't like it, well, guess what? We just unfollow. We could still be friends, but I'm going to unfollow you, right?
right,
So that, but for someone that's in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, and you got to ask yourself, is it that individual or is it the females throwing themselves at them? You know what I mean?
right,
Especially if you're I don't know, uh someone that has a lot of female
model.
friends. And
Yeah,
they could be models and throwing themselves at you, but there's a level of respect to say, hey, I have a girlfriend, and like, minimize you sending me your body shots or whatever it might be. There's always a way to communicate that, hey, maybe you shouldn't be sending me this, to give that other, your individual, your significant other, that level of respect. And guess what, if the man can't respect that, then maybe he shouldn't have Facebook. How about that?
that part.
And at the same token, the female too, right? Because I want to say that if you put out a picture out there and it's you in your bathing suit, then guess what, you're gonna get all the comments that's coming back with it, right? So you got to be strong enough to be like, hey, show off your man, because that is who you are engaged with, and everything else in comments does not matter.
Right.
But it's how you make your individual, your significant other, feel. So they might be long talks at night to talk about Facebook every day, every night, to, like, iron those things out and say, hey baby, all I'm thinking is about you, no one else. I don't know.
You need to put that on a t-shirt.
Right. And I am
Okay.
very, very, very private, and I want to say that there's sometimes we want to know, people that are very private like me, we want to know what you're doing with your family, right? So I used to post my family, my son, all kinds of stuff, like what restaurants we would go to and stuff like that. I kind of stopped that. And people are like, oh, where you been, we haven't seen, and da 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 da. It's like, hey, that's being posted somewhere else for my family, for my close friends,
Right.
but I am still here. And once in a while, yeah, I got to show my face because they want to see something. And I understand that. I really, really do. But I think that sometimes you got to know how to separate the two. But hey, I'm still learning.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. And I'm the same way. I'm very much the same way. I'm very private. Very, very private. So, most of the stuff that I put up is promo. I have to do better because I just, it's just so much time and it's all over the place to try to stop and say, hey, everybody, I am here. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But I totally understand where you come from with it. We want to get back
Right.
to the runner show. How do you feel that you've paved the way for young talent? What kind of foundation have you set for those that are aspiring to come up with all the work that you've done?
I want to say that I've helped in many ways, everything, it's never been no from my end, from my side to say, if they tell me, hey, Monica, I want to try something new, then I'm going to say, okay, let's figure it out. Let's do this. And so you're not alone. And so I think I've actually broke down barriers for independent artists. I'm not one to take no for an answer.
Right.
So whatever it is that you need, it's my job. I feel like it's my job, my obligation to do it. And I think that I've done that. I think time and time I've proven myself for them. And the fact that the stages are there, I think that it's an open stage. I allow anyone to take the stage. I'm not the one to say, oh my God, you don't even have it. Like your sound's not good or anything. I said, okay, come to the stage and show me what it is you have, and then from there we'll improve. But I got to hear you first. You don't expect me to get you a festival if I don't even know what you sound like, you know what I mean? So I
Right.
think that I've actually broken down barriers with whoever it is. I go back and forth. I like to debate. Let's talk about it. What do you mean my artist can't do this? Well, he will by next month.
Right.
And so I think I've proven so many people wrong. And whether it is that we go back and forth on a contract or something like that. So I think that I've proven them that, hey, it can be done. And sometimes they're like, oh my God, I didn't think this can be done. I'm like, wow, how could you? I told you we were going to get it done. Like, what are you talking about? So
Okay. All right. Great answer. Great answer. See, I told you. Rewind it back. She's
give me
got
in your
all.
teeth.
Definitely not. We go to. I've had my people call your people for sure.
Right.
Any advice for a young aspiring talent, young entrepreneurs, young nightlife promoters, young event organizers, young project managers, young everything that you do under the sun, young.
Oh my God. You know what? Advice for young aspiring talent. They don't even have to be young. I think that even people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s can learn. I think that it's never giving up. And I know that we hear this often. Everybody says the same thing, but it's that one time that you finally decide, like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. That something comes up and be like, oh my God, are you ready for next week? Because we have this. Like, are you ready? And so not giving up is one thing. I think that if you feel like you're giving up, is that maybe perhaps you need to be doing something different. You need a different team. You need different motivators. So that's the difference of saying never giving up. It's just going back to the drawing board and trying to figure out what it is you're doing wrong and change it.
Mm,
Change it. And then at the same time, for them, is try not to be close minded. Because when people are giving you advice and you're like, oh no, I don't want that. Oh no, you haven't even tried it. Like, how can you say no to something that you haven't even tried? And this is what I mean. Try something new, try some, different avenues. And so don't be close minded about it. Try something new. And that might even get you to the next level. Who knows?
I love it. And it's funny. I like to deduce a lot of things to slogans and sayings just to keep myself. That's how my mind processes. So one of mine is, if what you were doing was working, it would be working.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it goes to that point, at that sometimes you can't just, your way is not always the way, and sometimes you have to be able to disconnect yourself or disengage from, being at the ready to really kind of see the entire playing field, to see exactly what you need to do, or just have trust in someone else's opinion. You know.
True, true. I've came across artists that pretty much they take down their social media and restart all over again. And it's like, wow, that tells me a lot. Like they're trying to rebrand themselves, and they're serious. It's like starting all over again. Or to me, it's like, well, don't start all over again. Just start changing it. Either way is fine. You That's why they're independent, right? It's however you want to drive it, but we're here to help you. And so, but be open minded about it when it comes to different things. So
Hey, man, you ain't never lied. I've actually been through 4 rebrands. 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm still here.
right, right.
No, but
Congratulations.
listen, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show. And like I
Thank
said,
you.
I was trying to get us through because I know you got things that you got to do, and your very busy schedule. I'd like to thank you personally for joining us. Your work is commendable. The knowledge that you just dropped in this interview will last forever because it's on the internet
Thank
now.
you.
So everybody, make sure you tune in. And if you felt you missed something, rewind it back.
Right,
And learn it
rewind,
again.
rewind.
Yeah, and tell a friend to
And
go
tell a
watch
friend. Yeah,
it.
right. Well, thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Now we have one last question, but beforehand, I definitely want to say, um, ladies and gentlemen, Monica Cervantes is the real deal. Make sure you hit her up. Hit her up on all forms of social media. The 2 links that we have right here are Instagram at mcervantes1 and monica.cervantes1 on Facebook. Make sure you hit her up. Make sure you hit up Independent Artist Connect. I mean, that's just, it's a chef's kiss to how to get things done in the entertainment industry. Make sure that you guys like, follow, subscribe, investigate, do your homework, do what you need to do, but do something. Don't just sit there. All right.
Right.
With that being said, we have one more question. Well, one and a half more questions, but
One
we're
and a
going
half
to this
questions.
question. How can people learn more about you? I just put your information, your social media out. Do you have any other websites? Do you have any other call outs, any shout outs, anybody that you want to throw out there now is your time. You have the floor.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, they can follow me. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, send me a message. It doesn't matter. You might not get my number, but send me a message because I will answer you. But other than that, I mean, I just want to shout out everyone. I mean, I'm grateful for the friends that I have, for the mentorship I receive, for the people I reach out, whether it's on, personal, whether, they're the ones that keep me that drive to motivate me and keep me going, and the ones that tell me you're doing this wrong, you're doing this correct, or whatever it might be. But just shout out to everybody. I'm just so grateful to have everyone as friends, and yeah, I'll just continue growing with the thanks of, all my mentorship. So I'm here.
I love it. I love it. Any last words? I mean, obviously you gave your shout out. Any last words, anything that you want to leave to the people before we get up out of here?
Our next stage for Independent Artists Connect is November 9th. It's on a Wednesday, so get on board.
It's on hump day. Make sure you go get over there and hump over there and go get on stage and link up.
Right.
Okay. Well, without further ado, we are at time. And like I said, I know Monica, you have things to do, so that's why I was just trying to be professional and let you get back to your duties. I definitely appreciate you and your time and energy. It's been a pleasure. At any point in time, you're more than welcome to come back. Tell your friends about me. You know what I mean? They're more than welcome to be on. If they're friends of yours, I know they're going to be dope anyway. So that is what that is. But ladies and gentlemen, we are at time, as I said before. I'm Donnie B. Got the beats. We live on the beat. Uh, we got a series of talent coming up very, very soon. We got Enoch Beats coming up real soon. We're gonna be playing some of his music. We got Devmo. Shout out to Devmo, talented young lady, singer songwriter. She's got music placed with the Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She's really rocking it and killing it right now. I got other folks that was brought to me by with B Tip and Monica Cervantes in the club room that just hit me up. So I'm scheduling them out right now. I got my boy Fest coming up real soon with his single release. All right, man, we're keeping it busy. We're going stronger season 6, and we're going from season 6 to beyond. Like I said, in closing, I'm Donnie B. Got the Beats. Make sure you follow us on all social media at The Beat TV LA on all social media. Without further ado, I'm going to let it be. We're going to be out of this piece. Love, stay safe, stay blessed, everybody. We out.
Good night.